Hello boys and girls. This is a little mini lesson on comparing and ordering decimals. So what I would start off with is making sure I read my question and my story. The story says that Marcus drew the models below to represent 4 different decimal numbers. Which of these lists shows these decimal numbers in order from the greatest to the least? So once I do all my prep work, I want to make sure I go back and understand what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm going to be ordering my list from the greatest to the least, which means the greatest number will be first in my list, the least number would be fourth in my list, and then I would have the numbers that go in between. When I look at my decimal models, I notice that they're different. These are hundredths, tenths, hundredths. So in order to get this right, I want to use my simple place value chart that you can create and write on your own. I want to make sure that I count this as, I don't need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can do that, but it's not the most efficient way. So if this is 10, this would be 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43 hundredths. 43 out of the 100 are shaded. This next model here is tenths, and I have 1, 2, 3 out of 10, or 3 tenths that are shaded. This model here is tenths, and I have 4 out of 10 shaded, or 4 tenths. This decimal model represents hundredths, and I have 10, 20, 30, 1, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39 hundredths. And before I get started, Miss Ivory always tells me, when you're comparing and ordering decimals, let's relate it to money. So if this was money, this would be 43 pennies, or 43 cents. This would be 3 dimes, which is equivalent to 30 cents. 4 tenths is equivalent to 4 dimes, which would be 40 cents. And 39 hundredths is equivalent to 39 pennies, or 39 cents. That makes it easier for me to compare and list my numbers in order. Now that I've done the prep work, let's go back to the question. Greatest to the least. So I've got to list this in order from greatest to the least. So when I look at my money, I see that this is the greatest. It should be first in my list. Out of the 3 that are left, this is the greatest. It will be second. Out of the 2 that are left, this is the greatest. It will be third on my list, and that means this guy is fourth. 3 tenths is fourth because it is the least. One thing that you want to make sure you do after you do all this beautiful work is when you come down to your list, make sure you convert this or change this to an equivalent decimal, because we know that 4 tenths is also equivalent to 40 hundredths. 3 tenths is equivalent to 30 hundredths, or 30 cents. So I'm going to go ahead and do that to all of my list. Now that that's done, I'm going to go back up to my list, and first on my list is 43 hundredths, and that is true. Second is 4 tenths, or 40 cents. That is not true. We can eliminate list F. List G, we have 43 cents first. That is true. Second on the list should be 4 tenths, or 40 cents, and that is true. third on our list should be 39 cents or 39 hundredths, and that is false. So we can eliminate G. I noticed that G isn't greatest to least, but it doesn't represent the decimals above. So some people will choose G, and that is a big distractor. That means they didn't use the numbers from the model. Let's look at list H. 43 hundredths should be listed first. Second would be 4 tenths or 40 cents, and cha-ching, that's true. Third on the list is 39 hundredths, and last on the list would be 3 tenths or 30 cents. Let's go ahead and verify list J. We have 43 hundredths listed first, and then we have second should be 4 tenths or 40 cents, and this one here makes J incorrect. So we've justified all our answer choices. H answers the question, greatest to least, and it also represents the actual models that Marcus drew. So H is our answer.